Welcome, welcome, welcome. Happy Thursday. It is Thursday, April 17th, 2025. This is the day that we get a chance to hear from Diamond Willie Mooney, multiple business owner, been in the business for decades, and he imparts what he's learned over the years, and he even shares with us the new things that he's learning along the way. And see, a servant leader is someone who always gives, and this is the perfect description of Willie Mooney. Like I said, he's a servant leader. He's willing to get out and do the work that he tells us to do. And so I'm just so proud to get to know him more and more, his lovely wife. And, these are some of the most enterprising people that I've met recently. And I'm just so proud of what they're doing. And so without any further ado, I want to bring on Diamond Willie Mooney.
Oh man, great morning, Kathy. Man, I always say, and I'm gonna keep saying, if I was a boxer coming down the aisle, right, getting ready to fight an opponent or going to battle, man, I would want you on the microphone as the announcer.
Because we're going to have
Thank
some
you.
walkout music for you too, bro.
I'm telling you. So man, I definitely feel encouraged. So thank you so much, Kathy, for everything that you said. I love I love God. Let me start out by saying that. I love that He has me in a space right now, and I feel it's bleeding. I feel it's contagious of a space of transparency and vulnerability. There's so much that's happening in the world, and with everything that's been going on, He's allowed me to stay focused and productive on my home-based business. I know that sounds like a script, but it's really, really real for me. As well as focus on my family, focus on building, focus on friends, just so many different things that I feel that we're in an excellent place with Akana because we're able to self-develop in all of the areas. And this is what's happening. Akana is driving me to to take on self-development while building, and then being contagious, practicing what I call discipleship. How would they know if they don't have a teacher? And then at the same time, I'm really honored, and I see this happening within not just my team, but in all of Akana, being fishermen of men, because we have something that is not only educating people, but helping them at the same time. So if anything, in this particular season, which I feel this is the season that we are planting seeds. Remember, last season was about accumulation. This season is about planting the actual seeds. We don't plant seeds during the winter. I know how we set goals, and the tradition has taught us how to do that, but God has just given me something different. This is springtime, or let me say, this is the season where the ground is ready to put seeds in it and will receive it, right? So let me put out the disclaimer. And message starts with ME. So if anybody is at the sound of my voice, please know that I love you. I know that God loves me. He loves you. But message does start with the words ME, the way that it's spelled out. So anytime that I receive a thought or vision, perspective, usually God hits me in the gut first. And it doesn't all the time feel good, but in a space of transparency and vulnerability during this season, He just has me pouring out. So this morning, I want to talk about a clear vision versus organized chaos. Clear vision versus organized chaos. Because you got to know, you all, I'm sitting in this office, and I told my wife, coming back from Texas, we had an amazing time. We had amazing experience that I can't go back to chaos. So I got to focus on this office that I'm sitting in because it looks chaotic, right? And the thing is you can't reap harvest from seeds. One, you can't harvest from seeds that you never planted. And organized chaos, my thought is organized chaos can get in the way. Right. So my opening thought is this is the planting season, a time to align our goals, water them with discipline, and protect them from weeds of organized chaos. Because a lot of times we can confuse what I call motion with purposeful meaning. Let me say that Let me say that again. A lot of times we can confuse motion that it has purposeful meaning, and that's not all the time the case. So let me share two scriptures. Write the vision and make it plain from Habakkuk, 2nd chapter, 2nd verse, right? And God is not an author of confusion, but of peace. 1 Corinthians 14th chapter, 33rd verse. So here's my key message. How organized negative chaos blocks vision and harvest. How organized chaos blocks vision and harvest. So I want to walk through 5 what I call disruptors, right? These things that kind of look a certain way, that they look structured, but silently they're sabotaging your vision and your goals, right? So key number 1, one of these things, one of the disruptors that I believe is causing sabotage, and it doesn't look like it, is busyness that lacks purpose. Busyness, right? Disguised busyness that lacks purpose. Write that down. Disguised busyness that lacks purpose. So a lot of times, being consistently busy but not productive gives the illusion of progress. This is organized chaos. And it fills our calendar but drains momentum. So what happens is we're moving, but we're not in alignment with the true goals that we set. So it's kind of like watering weeds instead of watering the crops. Let me say that again. We're moving, but we're not in alignment with our true goals and with the vision. So it's possible that when we're taking this action, that we're watering weeds instead of watering the crops, because this busyness lacks purpose. Right? I had to catch that for myself. Message starts with me. Another point or disruptor that I want to cover is a toxic routine that feels familiar. A toxic routine that feels familiar. See, sometimes negativity becomes embedded in our daily structure, right? Let me say that again. Negativity becomes embedded in our daily structure. We keep repeating draining habits, conversations, or thought patterns simply because they feel normal. Let me tell you, gossip. It's just so many things, you all, that I can find myself in an environment, going into my ear gate or seeing with my eye gate or whatever, and it's draining. And we keep repeating these draining habits and conversations or thought patterns. They feel normal, right? Because it's in habitual state. But this emotional clutter clouds clarity and creates confusion where vision should be living and alive. Let me say that one more time. It's emotional clutter that clouds clarity and creates confusion where vision should be alive and living. Just repeating those things. So we got to get rid of it. It's toxic. It's a toxic routine that feels very familiar. It's a trick of the enemy. And, woo! Yes, this is what Minister Mooney goes through daily, right? Here's another one, number 3. Over planning without planting. Over planning without planting. let me give you what this kind of looks like. Because I see it in myself. I do see it in the people around me, right? And it is normal. So we create elaborate systems, spreadsheets, and strategies. I mean, we go way overboard, but never take real action. This is a form of procrastination that feels real organized, but to be honest, it's fear wearing a mask. See, if you never sow, you can't reap. So all of these different things that I can find myself doing that look good, that sounds good, that even appeals to be good, right, is really just a form of procrastination. And it feels organized, but it's just fear wearing a mask and ain't even taking action. It just feels like it. So it's over planning without planting. And we're in the season, y'all, where seeds need to go in the ground. All right. And I'm just saying, message starts with me. Right? This is how I've been hitting the gut. Okay, this is a big one. Drum roll. All right, a lot of times I love the self-development, but just going through it over and over again, I'm getting it in my mind so I don't repeat the same cycles, right? Here's the big one. Well, it ain't the biggest one, but here's the big one. Carrying old baggage into a new season. We came into January, right? And I came into January and I just tried my best to let some stuff go. And I've been constantly, let it go, Mooney, let it go, let it go. Holding on to past failures, offenses, here are my feelings, or doubt allows yesterday's disappointment to organize today's energy. Ooh, wait a minute. This stuff can mess with my energy, can mess with me being on fire. Leave those things in the past because God, y'all know where I'm going with that. And that could bring me to tears just thinking about it. See, the negativity poisons the soil of our goals. You're trying to plant a seed, but it's negative attached to it. And that actually is what you're putting in the soil. We might not think that customers can discern, or we might not think that new business partners can discern how we feel, but it's picked up instantly if we have not let it go. And it's blocking the growth that could be taking root in your lives that's positive. And I have to be careful what comes out of my mouth. I have to be careful with the disposition. Am I walking with my head down or is my chin up? What is actually going through my mind when I'm speaking in front of the room? Is it my past or is it the future? Do I see who I'm speaking to and what concerning them truly without putting on them what I've been through, my mistakes, my failures, and thinking that the same thing will happen to them? Leave it in the past. Carrying old baggage into a new season has not worked for me. My last bullet point, and then I'm going to close out. This one is really, really, man, I think y'all could hear it in my voice. Being surrounded by unaligned influences. Let me say that one more time. Being surrounded by unaligned influence. What? Birds of a feather flock together. That's one of my big You can define the person by the company they keep. All right, so here we go. It's not just that, but having the wrong voices or too many voices can crowd our divine direction. If your circle feeds chaos or doubt, your vision can become compromised. Noise kills clarity, and you can't hear harvest instructions when chaos is shouting very loud, right? You can't hear harvest instructions, right? When chaos is shouting in your ear. So I had to get rid of the noise. Put on my headphones and let me. I'm sorry, I just don't. Sometimes I want to help, but I just can't take it. I can't take the noise. So I might have to put it off for a day and listening to how to help or whatever the case may be, hearing from the Lord, whatever the team. I'm sorry, I need a sabbatical. I don't know what it is at the time, but gotta kill the noise for my own vision, for your own vision, for what a purpose-driven life. So chaos doesn't always, you all, look messy. Sometimes it's dressed up in the to-do list, in endless meetings, right? Or even relationships that aren't meant to go into the next season. What do we need to cut off that we haven't cut off yet? Right? So here's the call to action. I want to ask you, what seeds are you really planting this week? It's the middle of the month. Now, we're in 3 days, it'll be 420. What seeds are you really planting this week? What action are you taking? Is your routine watering your vision, or is it drowning it? And then the last one, who's helping you cultivate and who's adding noise? Right? Let me say that one more time. Who's helping you cultivate and who's just adding noise? So this is my challenge. And then this is what I'm doing for myself. Y'all said I'm looking at chaos around me. So it's time for me, number one, to declutter. This is an activation. Declutter one area of your routine this week. What is cluttering your mind? What is cluttering your vision? Let's focus this week on declutter. Right? While we're planting, we ain't finished planting because you've accumulated these seeds. Right? And you can go back and listen to some of the old messages, right, that are in your app and listening to what I've said about accumulation, but this is the season for planting. So let's declutter if we haven't done it already. Let's refocus on one goal and move forward in it daily. Let's focus on one goal. What is it? CV. I throw out a CV. And let's focus on that daily. I don't know what it is for you. It doesn't have to be even within a corner. But what is that goal? And then the last point, affirm your harvest by speaking and believing in it even before you see it. That's what I want as a challenge. Affirm your harvest by speaking and believing in it even before you see it. So you all, I want to encourage you to stay rooted in faith, not frustration. It's easy to get frustrated. Trust me. It's so easy to get frustrated, but we can stay rooted in faith, right? And this is not the time to get distracted. It's the time to get deeper, right? And like I started out by saying, it's the time to get deeper, water consistently water the seed, and protect what God is growing in you. So is one of my favorite scriptures I like to say, and I do like to live by, is to whom much is given, much is required, and to whom much is required from, even more is given. I love you all. Back to you, Kathy.
Wow, wow, wow. That was so powerful, Willie. Oh my God. And so apropos. Yes, I mean, drop the mic. Don't have anything else to add, guys. Go out and do exactly what Willie said. I know I am. So today is Thursday. We have an opportunity meeting tonight. So because he said if this is the season of planting, you need to plant yourself on that call tonight at 7 p.m. Central, 8 p.m. Eastern, 5 p.m. Pacific. 1, 2, 3 guests, however many guests you have, you need to have yourself and your guests on that call. All you got to do is invite and make sure that they show up. We do the rest. Then you get a chance to implement the 3-way call and the close. That's how we do the system. So follow what Willie's talking about. Plant, organize, declutter. Okay? All right, let's have a fantastic Thursday. Rebounding is after this, and I want you to go out and have an Akana kind of day. Bye for now.